Is there anything sexier or more slick than a great heist movie? Guns, girls, cars, money, girls. Suits, sex, cars, money, girls. Jason Statham. Blood, bullets, cops, cars. Jason Statham. Guns, girls, clowns.
This is a robbery. You believe this?
What the hell kind of clown are you?
The crying on the inside kind, I guess.
Starring the brilliant Bill Murray before his Lost in Translation reinvention, the Oscar-winning Geena Davis before Cutthroat Island eviscerated her career, and the affable Randy Quaid before he started acting like a demented tramp.
A Warner Brothers exec, Bruce Berman, stole my house. God bless America.
Quick Change was released in the summer of 1990 and tells the tale of Grim, Phyllis and Loomis, three world-weary New Yorkers who take it upon themselves to pull off the perfect bank robbery, then use the stolen money to escape the misery of their city-dwelling existence. Whilst en route to the airport, the city itself seems to do everything in its power to hold them back, from a brilliant detective hot on their tail to a vacant taxi driver taking them in circles.
The goddamn airport!
This film might have the most original premise for a heist movie of all time. Robbing a bank dressed as a clown? Who else would think of that?
You! Fill that bag up just as fast as you know how.
Look at you. What do you believe in, huh? What do you believe in?
Well, The Dark Knight isn't actually a heist movie, and that first one is black and white, so nobody gives a f***. With Quick Change, Bill Murray took it upon himself to direct, joining an elite group of actors who also followed their directorial dreams, like Clint Eastwood, Mel Gibson, Orson Welles and Rob Schneider. Despite the fact Quick Change is absolutely awesome, it was a bigger box office misstep than that woke Terminator movie.
There was this one customer that came to me. He wanted to have solid colored drapes in a little girl's room. I said, don't do it.
And whilst it's obvious why nobody wanted to watch a party political broadcast dressed up as a science fiction film, the failure of Quick Change is a little more baffling. But what makes it such a great movie? Why should all of you take the time to rent a clever, funny, intelligent film for a couple of quid when you could be watching Grown Ups too?
I want to arrest her for disturbing the peace. In my pants.
Bill Murray has a reputation for being bad-tempered and difficult to work with. And even if these accusations were true in the past, it's certainly not something he can be accused of while directing Quick Change.
Certainly the greatest professional experience of my life. I think Bill felt the same way. I mean, it was fun.
Murray shows enormous generosity to the other actors. Davis and Quaid get some of the best moments and steal a lot of the scenes.
Is that our plane?
No. If it were our plane, it'd be crashing.
If he does have an ego, there isn't any evidence of it here. Bill Murray's greatest skill as an actor is the fact he knows how to play a likeable jerk.
You going to the Groundhog dinner?
No, I had groundhog for lunch.
Look, no respected psychic will come on the show. They think you're a fraud.
I am a fraud.
And in Quick Change, he's at his quintessential deadpan best.
At least give me the women.
Get your own women.
His delivery is note perfect and his general demeanour of exhaustion and disdain serve the story brilliantly.
See, I want to thank you guys. You could have given us help, but you've given us so much more.
I'm not saying Quick Change is the greatest movie Bill Murray ever made.
Ghostbusters!
But it is the greatest ever Bill Murray movie. And it's also great. See what I did there?
Shut the f*** up.
In a lot of ways, you could argue that Quick Change isn't really a heist movie at all.
But you said never.
I know what I said!
The actual heist is done and dusted in the first act, then the rest of the story is about the escape. Quick Change is a chase movie, and as chase movies go, it has everything. A ticking clock.
Well, we'll never make the flight. We'll have to sail a raft to Fiji like Thor Heyerdahl.
A brilliant enemy on their tail.
Because I'll tell you what I think it was. God damn it. It wasn't his nose, it was a car horn.
High stakes.
I'm not going back. I'm going to Martinique with $1 million taped to my butt. Unless you keep screwing around, in which case I'm going to jail, and we all are.
Complications.
Get your hands up. You must be Mr. Edison.
Get him up!
The only thing missing is Jason Statham. Most chase movies have a big, high-octane set piece, usually around the midpoint. It raises the stakes, forcing the central character to think on their feet. And in true Murricane fashion, Quick Change delivers its very own thrill ride moment. Waiting in a grocery store queue behind a dithering old lady. We start the scene right after Grimm, Phyllis and Loomis have fled from a chance encounter with the mob. They hit a problem when their only means of escape is being piloted by an obstinate Jobsworth.
I leave this stop in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Exact change or off.
Grimm needs to get to the shop and back before the bus leaves. He's surrounded by danger. A cabbie who can identify him, cops on every street corner, an angry mob boss who's about to discover he's been conned. Everything comes to a head in the last few seconds when he's finally spotted.
1, 0. That's it.
Oh, wait! No, please wait!
Much like that friend who asks you for feedback on his band's demo tape, Murray and Franklin know how to create serious tension. Everything in Quick Change is tightly plotted and no frame is wasted. When you take into consideration this was the one and only time Bill Murray chose to direct, it makes the accomplishment even more special.
You were born for this.
I'm not a big fan of modern comedy films, mainly because I don't like improv. I hate watching actors making it up as they go along. It's lazy, and in my opinion, they're cheating the audience. I would argue there's more humour and imagination in a single Roadrunner cartoon than there is in any Will Ferrell movie. Will Ferrell's made some good films, but it's the style he's introduced that annoys me. All we see now is improv, improv, improv. Subtlety is now a relic of the past.
You mean you never even had a slinky?
We had part of a slinky, but I straightened it.
I'm struggling to think of any modern comedy movie that's as funny as Quick Change. It manages to keep a consistent tone, yet somehow tackles every style of gag successfully. There's one-liners.
You know, I was in Nam with a jerk like you.
Oh boy.
Serial jokes.
It's bad luck just seeing a thing like that.
Physical humour.
Grin. I'm not coming with you.
Murray and Franklin understand that comedy can come from all sorts of places. They don't just settle for doing the same thing over and over until we all wish we were dead. Quick Change finished 87th in the domestic box office rankings for 1990, being outperformed by the Jim Belushi classic Mr. Destiny, the Jim Belushi classic Taking Care of Business, and Ghost Dad. And whilst this unfortunate reality might have given Bill Murray good reason to drink the contents of every bottle under his sink, he should be proud of his one and only directorial attempt. 1990 was also a major year for sequels. Gremlins 2, Robocop 2, Die Hard 2, Young Guns 2, Predator 2, Look Who's Talking 2, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3, Godfather 3, The Exorcist 3, Rocky 5, Three Men and a Little Lady, Another 48 Hours. It's almost impossible for something new to get attention at the best of times, and when the audience can just go with what they already know, the chances are that's exactly what they're going to do. Thank God that doesn't happen anymore. And as if all of that wasn't bad enough, it just happened to be released on the same day as the biggest movie of the entire year. No, not that one. This one. What hope did Quick Change ever really have? There's something genuinely lamentable when great art is ignored. Quick Change might not be remembered as fondly as many of Bill Murray's other films, but it measures up to any of them, an undiscovered comedy classic that puts the modern equivalents to shame. In an era of unprecedented cynicism, it seems fitting to highlight a film in which a cynical central character is trying to escape from a shitty world filled with bad feeling. Watching Quick Change might just remind you that, even when things are at their worst, you can always have a laugh.
Send in the clowns. Those daffy, laughy clowns. Send in those soulful and doleful schmaltz by the bowlful.